Hi, welcome back to Wicked Wise. Sorry, I haven't been on in a while. I've been a little busy. So today I want to talk about a couple things that I just want to hit on. One is I'm having a lot of parents who are saying that their rights are being terminated and that after that there's absolutely nothing they can do. Well, that is incorrect. You have 24 months to appeal a TPR. Okay, so just because one court terminates your parental rights, you can take it to the next court, and if they agree with the lower courts, you can go to the higher courts, etc., etc., etc. The absolute highest court in the United States is the United States Supreme Court. Normally, if you take it to your state Supreme Court, that's once you get there and they deny you, then you can move it to the United States Supreme Court. But you have to follow the tiers, right? It's sort of like the chain of command. Because if you don't do that, they're not going to hear your case. So just remember that. So people are asking me, well, if they terminate my rights, what lawyers do I need? Well, you need, like the appellate courts, you need an appellate court lawyer. If you go to the Supreme Court of your state, you need a Supreme Court lawyer. When you go to federal court, you need a federal lawyer. Okay. You can do appellate courts and federal courts without an attorney. You can do those yourself. But when you start getting higher, and higher, you have to get an attorney because that's part of the rules. If you read what their rules and procedures are. Okay. But you also, in the meantime, should be looking for a civil rights attorney and a constitutional attorney. Because now, I'm not saying that all parents that got their rights terminated deserve to get their kids back. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you truly are a victim of the system, your fight should never end. Okay? Never. You should go all the way up as far as you can and keep all your paperwork, because trust and believe, right? I didn't know this when I was 27, because had I known all this then, what I know now, I would have never stopped, okay? Because they did terminate my rights with one of my children. But they said, oh, you can raise the other two just fine. And then I had another one, right? Oh, these three you're fine to raise, but this one right here, you can't raise because you're unfit. So absolutely bullshit. Okay? So just know, if I knew then what I know now, I would have had all four of my children, not just three of them. So with that, I also want to talk about lawyers, right? Because a lot of people will say, well, my paid attorney didn't do anything, or my court-appointed attorney told me not to say anything. Well, you need to start asking these attorneys who they work for. Because if they tell you that they work for you, they're lying, okay? Now, nobody, not even a judge, has a license to practice law, okay? They don't give out licenses to practice law. The Bar Association is nothing more than a frat. It's just like being in college, and they can tell you that that's not true. They'll tell you that I'm lying. But you need to do your own research, and I say this all the time. Don't take my word for it. Do your due diligence and find this stuff out on your own. I'm putting it out here. You do your own homework. You come up with your own conclusion. With that being said, a lawyer takes an oath, okay? Just like a judge and a police officer and et cetera, et cetera. Their first client is the state, okay? So let's be very clear. Their first client is the state. Okay? Did you get it? Their first client is the state. Okay? Even a paid attorney. Now, you do have attorneys that their first client is not the state. And I like to go with those attorneys. And let me tell you the difference between these attorneys. One, the ones that take the oath to say that their client is the state first, they're state attorneys, okay? They work for the town, the city, the state, whatever. The ones that put clients above the state are actually state and federal attorneys, okay? Which means they're part of the American Bar Association, not just the Bar Association. And in fact, look up the Bar Association. It's actually British. The ABA is the American Bar Association, which means they can sue in federal court, take on federal cases and state cases. American Bar Association attorneys are licensed. Well, they're not licensed, my bad. They can fight in state and federal court. Do your due diligence and research. Okay? Now, I know I haven't been on in a while. So, my plan is every week to go over, like I did on STI Media and Fire Cries. Okay? Because Spanny and I are friends. We did the 154 federal and Supreme Court cases on parental rights, okay? So every week, I want to try and get through some of those. I will also post all the cases that I go over every week in my description so that you can look them up, because there's so many. I'm just going to say what they say, and then I'll put the cases one by one in there. But you can also watch it on STI Media with Spanny, which is Fighter Cries, and Wicked Wise. Or you can watch it on Fighter Cries because she posted it there, and on STI Media. So with that, have a great day.